Welcome everybody to late night number 223, Thanksgiving edition, kind of. My name's Nate. I'm here with Mick. We're jumping straight into top 16. We have an Ancient Box versus a Charizard as our first match. How's you doing, Mick?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. And as we walk into this Thanksgiving Thursday, I just want to say I am so thankful for all of our fabulous players who are streaming the top 16 in our Discord server tonight. What are you thankful for, Asmo?
I'm thankful that we get to see some Pokemon. You know?
Absolutely.
So we're jumping in a couple turns in here to a match that is, if you've been gone for a few months, maybe seems familiar, but we haven't seen all too much recently. Ancient Box kind of making another resurgence here, which is kind of nice to see.
Yeah, Surging Sparks is a sparking resurgence for this deck. I personally just like that Brilliant Blender is a card. I've talked about it for 2 weeks in a row on this stream. I'll do it again. I'll do another one after this. Automatically discards 5 cards. Is beautiful. Fabulous A spec. We have Battle Compressor at home. And Charizard has, not had a lot of huge showings, but the deck is still good. It was the top played metagame last weekend, and it just didn't. Not last weekend. I'm not talking about Sacramento. I'm talking about in late night. Although it did show up at Sacramento as well. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
So it's good to see, Charizard back at top tables after a weird 20 minutes where she was asleep at the wheel.
It seems like our Ancient Box player here with a pretty good setup, already doing big damage numbers, able to knock out this Charizard.
Yeah, that is not a small ask. I don't even see Gravity Mountain in play. So when we said a few turns had happened.
There's a 220 Vengeance Fletching there. So reaching kind of on these future turns, maybe a full one-hit knockout on this Pidgeot. Certainly already there on the Luminion, but those are scary numbers for the Charizard player to start seeing.
Absolutely. And a single Dusknoir usage from here will make it so that 1-2 price knockout will end the game. So you have to be very judicious with those Duskull on the bench. Make sure they don't get accidentally walking into a bad prize map.
Yeah, it feels like it's not the most helpful in this matchup either. Is that 130 is just not quite enough to deal with these Roaring Moons. It can take out these other support Pokemon like the Radiant Greninja or even the Fluttermane, but really do have to time it well here.
Absolutely. Our Ancient Box player, Quidnite, let's see what they have in here. There's a Charizard in the list. They're not using my favorite A-Spec. They're using, looks like Secret Box.
The box,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Sad for me, good for them. Clearly.
Box is very, very good. It continues to be very good.
Yeah, it's been the one.
It's even popping up in some other decks recently. We've seen all sorts of decks running this box. Charizard with the unfair stamp, something we don't see all that often either.
Unfair stamp is a pretty cool card. Being able to instantly draw 5 off of an item is unheard of. So, it's an A-Spec, so it better be good, but it's not the worst choice for an A-Spec. And if everyone remembers Reset Stamp from Gen 7, it's a good thing to be able to cull your opponent's hand down.
Yeah, and these 2 cards that our Ancient Box player has gotten are not the best here. We don't have Asada's Vitality, so we can't buff up this Roaring Moon to attack this turn as of right now.
Oh!
One hits the discard from the Pokestop. This might have to be some sort of boss and hope angle for a bit.
Yeah, and nothing to get off the Earthen Vessel as well, because all 7 Dark Energy in the discard, that's rough. You can't even use Greninja off of that. You could Night Stretcher, do it that way, but it just
concealing cards still doesn't find Asada.
Okay. Is there anything they could do maybe next turn with the Superior?
Not without the energy attachment this turn, yeah.
Oh, that's hard. What do you do in this scenario? I know the Charizard player in a scenario like this is just fist pumping and cheering in the air. Yes, we have a chance to come back. But I would not want to be the Ancient Box player right now.
Finds the Dusknoir as well, setting up for a checkmate next turn, it seems like. Of course, we can
couldn't they do it this turn? double Dust Noir to knock out both the Fluttermane and the Greninja, and then take a one-shot with the Charizard?
If we have
That would
double,
be
yeah.
full sweep.
I think we had to quick search for that fire to retreat, though, so unlikely that we'll have a second rare candy, but we are using Curse Blast already.
Well, we could get the second rare candy off of the prize cards.
That is true. And you're a little less worried about a return KO with no energy on this Roaring Moon.
Mm-hmm. And no Roaring Moon in play, so you're going to need yet another Night Stretcher.
The Briar!
Okay. Secure the bag! That is the game for our Charizard player.
Briar always sneaks in when you least expect it.
Unbelievable. Being able to sneak off those extra prizes just because the opponent was at 2, brought there by the Dust Noir. What a great showing of how this archetype works. Just, at every stage of the game, you go, I want more prizes. I will take them for free. Early game, Dust Noir. Late game, Briar. Middle game, both of them. Who cares? It's fantastic.
It's something that everybody was worried about when we first saw Briar released. Didn't really come to as much fruition as people were worried about, but when it does hit, the Briar is very, very powerful.
Whew. We talking about ice cream or are we talking about cards? All right. Flip heads, game 2. Okay, Charizard's going first.
So our Ancient Box trying to attack as soon as possible, looking for a turn 1 attack. Opening hand's not the best for it.
No, we're going to need to Sada off the Pokegear if it's to happen. But even if you don't get that turn 1 attack, versus a deck like Charizard, most of your prizes are coming from these big support Pokemon knockouts anyway. I mean, at least that was my experience playing Ancient Box. I mean, it would be great if you could hit 330, but you can't do that in a single attack until the late game. So you're going to need to strategize around it.
Yeah, but that's the whole... it seems like that's the reason you would want to go second, because going first does allow the Charizard to set up fast. So if you're unable to take advantage of the reason why you chose this line in the first place, starting the Radiant Charizard is not exactly what you want, but a Buddy Buddy Poffin gonna kind of dig us out of here a little bit.
Not ideal. I'm gonna see if they run any switch cards, because if they don't, that's gonna have to get knocked out. And that could give our Ancient Box player time to set up.
It was late in the game, but with a quick search for the fire rather than a switching card, so it's possible that there aren't any.
Yeah, I was like, is it prize? There's a single copy of Thornton, one of my favorites, and it looks like that's it. So if you want to get that out of the active, you're going to need Thornton to do it. Not out of the question. Or there's a Professor Turo scenario that could also cover the loss, I suppose.
So
otherwise, it's a pretty classy list.
End up playing the Explorer's Guidance here. We find the Sada for next turn.
Okay, and there's a second moon, so the whole side of the field, there's at least 2 moons you got to get rid of if you want to keep going, which means a lone Dust Noir will not close out the game.
And perhaps there's only 1 dark in the discard right now, I think, from the Explorer's Guidance. So not getting the full benefit of Sada yet. Let's see what the top deck offers. Meanwhile, the Charizard player getting very set up, despite the Radiant Charizard in the active.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to work around it. And especially if Quick Search is up, you could just grab one of your 2 supporters and then carry on. So, there's the bird. Bird is the word.
Yeah, this is where it gets very scary for Ancient Box. You stutter a little bit in your opening setup, and now the Charizard has a Pidgeot, has a Charizard.
Oh, the immediate saucing. Thanksgiving, everyone's getting ready to eat the turkey. Don't worry about it. The cranberry sauce is here in this stream.
The turkey is fighting back here a little bit, I think. Charizard kind of looks turkey-ish,
I could believe it. The fire in the tail is the finishing touch. It's just, kind of a personal how dare you to Thanksgiving ovens everywhere.
As Great Tusk is an interesting card in the matchup. It is one of the stronger uses for Land Collapse against Charizard, as there's some very important key pieces that you could mill.
Yeah, one of the other cool things is when you kind of pull it out at the late game as a surprise. But if you have it in this early game stage where it's just sort of on the bench and you're like, well, what am I ever going to attack with this? The point is that it puts something called soft pressure on your opponent. So when your opponent sees across the field that there's something that could mill their deck, they're thinking, oh, I've got to conserve resources for the rest of the game. And now you've set it up so that they're not drilling through their deck trying to grab all of their resources. They know they have to be conscious, so they choose to go less aggressive, more conservative. this could lead to some benefits. There's the Turo. Up goes Radiant Zard. Here comes the big Zard. Burning Darkness. Dark types are all over the field. Wow, how are you going to respond?
It feels like it's a good time for dark types in the TCG. This is a good era for us.
True enough, true enough.
2 different Roaring Moons doing well. Charizard doing well. Perhaps Hydreigon coming out and doing well.
This is our emo phase. Professor Sada. Double attach. Classy.
We will get our first Vengeance Fletching of the game, but only 150 right now. See if we can get a couple more ancient cards in the discard, but no way to discard anything right now, so it's going to be that 150 number.
Pretty decent double knockout. Interesting thing to note, did not attach the Ancient Booster Capsule. Now keep in mind that Ancient Booster Capsule raises the HP to 200, and Charizard right now technically is only supposed to do 180 because it's only 6 prizes on your opponent's side of the field. So why not go for that immediate 1-hit KO? Or the 2-hit KO scenario.
It would force them into needing to find the Curse Blast, and you would get an extra ancient card in the discard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting to not go for that here. We might attach it to this one, I guess. Although we're taking prizes. We're trying to take prizes now, so.
There could be a theory about leaving it for the Great Tusk, because you know you're going to need to stall a couple turns if these next 2 Roaring Moons get knocked out. Although...
we need 2 more ancient cards in the discard right now.
What we really need is a second Roaring Moon, but we're not having that. Instead, we're going to charge up our fighting types on the bench. Counter Catcher, probably
or one
not.
off. It's the Ancient Booster Capsule. Would have made the difference.
Oh, Lord, no. Oh, no. We hate to see it.
The heart is punished. When it comes 10 damage at a time, you're 10 on short, man. Okay, we're going to attack with the Charizard instead.
Okay, we got it covered.
Not exactly how you would want to draw it up. We're losing those 2 energies in the process.
What are we doing with the Counter Catcher? Oh, we're gonna Counter Catch Rotom, right? No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, never mind. I don't know why I bother thinking anything, because that would have made total sense. But we did just use the Turo, so it's not like we're gonna lift up the Rotom again.
Yeah, unfortunately, they do have that Charmeleon ready to evolve, so we don't even need the rare candy here. You can just quick search for another Charizard EX.
Yeah, but the problem is that having to switch out that Roaring Moon, how are you going to charge it up again? I mean, at this point, like, couldn't you have Counter Catcher knocked out maybe like the Charmeleon? And like, that would have been a gross, like, not good play. But like, at least, you know, you would have had both of your attackers charged up. So maybe I'm just delusional. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like there's a Giga Brain strategy at play I just don't see. And so I'm just trying to like brainstorm my way through it.
This Curse Blast can take out the Charizard if they want here. There's a thought to keeping the Counter Catcher for when you are attacking with the Great Tusk to try and stall something out and get a couple more mills in.
Yeah, but what do you stall besides the Dust Noir that could just lift itself out?
Yeah. It's not a great situation, but that is, you know, a potential out. And we're going to see this Curse Blast, 13 damage onto the active Charizard, knocking that out. And now our Charizard can knock out whatever gets promoted here.
It's incredibly cursed. But was it a blast? Counter Catcher, look who's back. Okay, promoting the Great Tusk. I would have done that as well. I think getting the Great Tusk in the active, you know, it'll get knocked out, but at least you still have an attacking option next turn. Whereas with 24 cards in, oh no, not the boss's orders. It's looking
and the unfair stamp.
Fair. That's not fair.
That's very unfair.
Oh, that hand is abysmal. There's no going back. There's no going back. It's. I'm not gonna say it's over, but this top deck is gonna be so incredibly important. Oh,
yeah. How many energies are we down? There's 2 in the discard from the Charizard. That might be it.
I think there's either 4 or 5 in the discard from the first Roaring Moon and then from the second Charizard. Okay, Night Stretcher could get you an energy to discard for 1. This isn't happening.
A land collapse for 1 here is what it gets you.
This is not the time for the Ancient Booster Capsule. It's gonna be able to knock you out at 200. Aww.
Huge mill. Defiance Band gone.
Ooh.
Moral victories.
No defying the odds. You know what? That is bravery and honor for choosing to go out the way that they did. You know, they could have scooped. They did it for the fans. They let us all see.
So that's going to be Charizard sweep. Yeah.
Yeah, Charizard sweep.
It has been and still is a matchup that is a little tough for Ancient Box. And that continues to be true.
Yep, it looks like that Ancient Box is ancient history for our top 16. Very unfortunate. But that doesn't mean we're out of games. And in fact, we are going to be gearing up for our next set, possibly top 8.
Let's see what we have waiting in the wings. Let's see.
In the United Wings?
Okay, we're going to jump into there's a bit of a slower match.
All right.
Which means that it's still going. So we can watch another top 16 here.
We're succeeding. This is great for us. I mean, I'm eating good tonight. Like, we've got at least 2 different games we could watch right now, and that's midway through the game, like the round. So we're going to have plenty of good games this evening on the stream. That's all I want for Christmas, Nate.
We're almost there. You know, we're getting the matches. So we have a Snorlax up against, let's see, what is this actually?
Gardevoir
with
what
a Kyurem benched is really interesting, right?
That versus Control? I guess maybe this is some kind of like Lost Box answer and it just got accompanying fluted out.
So this is Broody Hesp from Germany on the Gardevoir and King Heracross on Snorlax. Looking at this Gardevoir list is a little interesting. There is the one Kyurem. There's also one Slowking. Slowpoke,
Slowking. Slowking. Okay, so Slowking is there to use Kyurem's attack. It just all went horribly awry when we weren't looking.
Yes.
There's a one of Rare Candy. That's interesting. And a copy of Academy at Night. Don't always get to see that. A-Spec is Precious Trolley. Not always the case.
The Gardevoir one is Trolley?
Yeah, the Gardevoir's running Trolley. 2 Bravery Charm. 1 TM Devo. That's a little spicy. When's the last time you saw a Gardevoir running Devo?
It's been some time.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay. I'm willing to eat. Like I've come to the table. They've set the menu. What does our Snorlax player have cooking?
So this is a Rotom-less build. It's boxed order. Our ace spec of choice is the Enriching Energy. So we're testing
is it
out.
The one that draws 4
it's
cards?
The draw 4 when you attach.
Wow.
So testing out some new Snorlax players are kind of having a ball right now, testing out just all of the new ace specs. I've seen lists with the Miracle headset, lists with the Trolley, lists with this energy.
Miracle headset?
Yeah.
For real?
You find the supporters. That's all you need, really.
We have versus Seeker at home. I'm sorry, boxed order for double counter catcher. Did you witness that?
I witnessed
that. I don't think I witnessed that though.
Yes, King Heracross has been playing this Rotom-less build of Snorlax for a while on these online tournaments and doing rather well with it. It makes it a lot harder when there aren't these big 2-prize knockouts to be taken.
True enough, although I don't think anyone is going to be taking any knockouts anytime soon, given this Kyurem activity happening.
Yes, this Kyurem is very stuck at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's a copy at Thornton. How are they going to get it out of the active, though?
There's one Turo. Hopefully it's still around.
34 cards in deck, it's probably still around. Okay, Regieleki.
That is the only other choice. So, whew. And we're low on energy as well to fit in these the Pokemon attacks. There's only 6 Psychic and 2 Darkness here.
Given the Snorlax making it impossible to retreat, you're not going to run out of energy to attack with, but you're also not going to be attaching them.
Yeah.
Look at those arts. The full art Erica's Invitation, the secret rare. It's a good card.
Very pretty card. I am a big fan of the full art Mimikyu as well. That's my favorite art.
Oh, it looks so cozy. Like it's got a little stitched up blanket. Like I want to get cozy with Mimikyu. Like, but it would be so huggable.
Now we have a full board of Snorlax with the fan in the active. Very, very hard to deal with here.
Fan in the active, fans
Hey,
in
Thornton,
the
here
stand.
we go.
There's Thornton!
What are we turning into here
cards.
with one psychic?
Look, I sit down, I see Thornton on the screen, I cheer. That's what it's about, and I know what I'm about.
Ralts into Teleportation Burst, get the Flutter Mane back active.
Good stuff. Good use of the Ralts as well. And now you get to move it somewhere, and it's kind of a weird interaction because now you're on the bench, but it still goes through.
Yeah.
Supposedly. The Airy in hand. Oh yeah, we're deploying the Airy. Ooh, Rare Candy is gonna be gone. Super Rod that's a given.
Yeah, it feels like Candy definitely is the choice. Going for the
Ooh,
Vessel.
Hold on.
I suppose, well, this does offer a top deck Gardevoir moment. And we have one Curlia to draw a little bit. But worried about the Earthen Vessel for perhaps we wouldn't find the energy for this Flutter Mane to start attacking. So,
Maybe the thought is because there's a Curly in play, there's no need to discard the Rare Candy because you're just going to get the Gardevoir out anyway.
Up to 6 cards here. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot. Bossing up a different Snorlax without the fan.
Okay.
But without
Maybe
an
an
energy attachment.
attachment?
Yeah, just pass.
Ooh, no, nothing here. Oh, not the double fan top deck. That's hacks. I mean, that's broken busted.
Gets the mist energy on the benched fan Snorlax as well to stop a potential Hex Hurl, putting damage counters on it.
Either Hex Hurl or, I mean, I guess it doesn't block Screamtail. I was thinking it maybe did, but that was a lie.
Yeah. Okay, we do find the Ultra Ball, which means there is a Gardevoir now. Can we make enough of a deal here with it is the question.
Probably. I mean, everything that's down in the field is attachable to, so there's no good gust targets because they can all attack. Now, granted, if everything is trapped on a thing because of handheld fan, no, they can't.
The first Hex Hurl, 90 to the active, 20 damage counters to a benched Pokemon.
All right, we're going to start spreading that damage around, and where are they moving? Okay, they're going to move the Psychic to something. Spreading the love.
Gardevoir at least does have the benefit of all of its benched Pokemon kind of being a threat in that they all can use the Psychic Energy to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's only 6 Psychic in the decks, and 3 of them now are spread out on this bench.
Let's see. Every time you attach another one, that's another one that could get knocked away with the fan. So that's why that double fan top deck is just unbelievable to me. Because, those are the 2 cards you need to face down this Gardevoir. And there they are, just magnetized to you. Ooh, pass. Okay, thinking through the strategy. Arvin. Looks Cape. Yeah, there's going to be Stubborn to knock out. You know what? I almost forgot that the Kyurem works even with just the Colress Tenacity if you put that in the discard. So that Kyurem being stuck in the active was not the worst possible scenario.
Yep, any supporter with the name Colress in it.
That's such a trip. I mean, someone sat down and cooked that rule up, and they were right to do it. It's fabulous. But, what other Colress supporters are we going to get in the new block?
Well, it works backwards, right, with the original, just Colress.
Yep.
So they were thinking of expanded, obviously.
Oh, they're definitely thinking of expanded, absolutely.
And here is that Tenacity, getting the enriching energy. I don't think we need to draw cards at this point as Snorlax, but it's here if we want to.
Yeah, just check through your deck, make sure you got everything.
Yep, and we can shuffle it back in with this Pidgeot V to attach it again on another turn.
Am I the only one who thinks that's absolutely disgusting? Just free draw 4 and keep doing it? We had to have the Dunsparce for that back in the day. That was a stage 1. Excuse you.
It works with the Spiritomb as well, the fade out. Just sends it back to hand. Yeah.
It does! I didn't even think of that!
You have a couple ways to kind of exploit this draw 4 from Mirror Energy.
Galaxy brained. Here I am and like thinking of Roseanne's backup or something. Like you're over here playing 5D chess. Okay, what's that Arvin gonna grab?
Second vessel is there in the list? Let's see.
We're all trying to figure it out.
There is a second vessel.
No, Team Evo and a heavy ball. What could be in the prizes that you need a heavy ball for? It is, drumroll please. Something.
Nothing?
This is a lot of thought going behind this heavy ball. There's only 6
It's
cards.
done. It's been played.
Oh, wait, it's done?
I think so.
There's nothing? Oh, interesting. Are they going to thin their... Was it like is that a deck thinning strategy? What was the... Oh, no. Not the second super rod. Oh, that's foul. Oh, that's foul. Bad time to be holding a super rod.
Here's this Jubilife village for those that haven't been acquainted. Once during your turn, you can shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 5 cards. It ends your turn, so it's kind of a Rotom replacement in these lists without the Rotom V.
But it's not just a Rotom replacement. If you're able to loop the Pidgeot and the draw, you can make sure that your hand never gets low enough, or your deck never gets low enough to deck out. And granted, you could have just done that with Pidgeot, but maybe you just want to make sure the combo works.
The scary thing is that it works for your opponent as well, so they can also, but...
Yeah, that's why it doesn't see so much play. But for Snorlax, since you're already not attacking, what if you have to lose?
Some of these lists ran something like a one-of worker to discard your own Jubilife village when you needed your opponent to deck out. But I don't think this list has access to that from King Heracross today. So, there is the one worker. There is the one worker. But there's a way out of the infinite lock for everyone, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, like, Control, they know. I mean, they know every sort of infinite lock that their deck has access to, including for themselves, so you would expect that they came prepared. They've got 60 cards in their energy. They've got room for a one-of copy of Worker. Boxed order, man. Like the ethos behind Control deck building is so smart. Like you think on an entirely different plane than everybody else, but once you master it, you get the benefit of being kind of in this difficult to work around meta where people who don't know how to handle Control just sort of throw up their hands and go, I'm just gonna hit things and hope it works, and it doesn't work. So definitely one of the advantages of playing Control. But the downside is that people complain about it, which there's no place for that. But true. It happens.
Spending the Iona here is a little scary. I don't really know what we're searching for here on Guardy's side.
Can't be the energy, because that Mew is stuck.
We need there's the one Turo here still.
Is it? I thought we used it. It's still there. We're getting some passes, although, I mean, counter catcher's not active, but the minute a KO gets taken, that counter catcher's doing the thing.
So here's the one Turo, I guess gets us one prize, but that might just be the end of the game now.
Well, everything left can attack, because you have 3 Ralts to switch out of the active. You've got a Screamtail that could, do something.
The Gardevoir can't. There's not enough energy for the Gardevoir to attack.
Not with that attitude. You could just move one with the fan.
So this active Snorlax is going to go down. Put the energy anywhere that's not the Gardevoir, and now you counter catcher up a Gardevoir, and the game's over.
Yeah. I hate to see it. We know it's in hand. Yep. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I do believe that will conclude our broadcast hour
it should
for
be,
this Gardevoir.
Only 6 Psychic and 2 Dark. 2 Dark are stuck on this floater main, so there's no Monkey Dory shenanigans. There's no way to remove anything from the bench. There's only 2 energy left in the deck. So this Miracle Force is never going to happen. So we just wait until King Heracross finds his worker, and then we draw pass a whole lot until we shuffle the Pidgeot V back in and our opponent decks out.
Yeah, not without a miracle. T-Meal's chair. We'll grab back the worker and probably something else. Airy. Yeah, that's a good, scoot things forward kind of thing.
Can speed up the draw like 1 or 2 turns.
Yep. Although at this point, like if you're the Gardevoir player, like what are you thinking? Like just trying to piece together how the end game works, maybe, or are you just kind of like just seeing to see how it goes?
Yeah, there's no time limit, so we're not looking for a tie. King Heracross is 1 up in games already. This is game number 2.
Pidgeot's in the hand. 1 step closer to worker. Yeah, I think we're gonna see the chilling conclusion of this control matchup as expected. There's Regieleki. Never know what you do with a good Regieleki.
Enriching energy. Back in the deck. Okay. Let's go. I guess checking just to make sure that if he does not shuffle back in this Pidgeot, nothing bad could happen, but...
I mean, I can't imagine. Leaving it in play means you could just gust it and then use the 2 energy and retreat. So... I mean, that works too.
Penny back up. Use it again next turn. Looking for the worker as fast as we can.
She's going to put in some work. Did you play Legends Arceus?
I did, yes.
I feel like I've asked you this, but I'm asking you again because some of our viewers might be new. Legends Arceus was one of the best games of all time.
I really enjoyed it.
At least for me. That was game of the year for me.
I had a ton of fun. Looking forward to Z8 whenever that comes around.
I don't know, but it'll be a good game. I don't need any evidence to have that opinion.
We have a whole game worth of evidence. I think that's enough. That's
true. You know what has not frustrated me, but I have been thinking about since Pokemon Pocket dropped? There's like a little like thing in Pocket where you could pick a little like tagline for yourself, like I'm collecting all the cards, or I like to flip heads on coins. One of them is I like Pokemon from Hisui, and I'm just like, what is the lore explanation here? Like, Pokemon from Hisui aren't in Pokemon Pocket, and I'm not sure if any of them are not extinct. Is this going to just be part of the lore now?
I mean, they just like dinosaurs, you know? They're just history buffs.
We have fossils. I mean, there's a Kabutops in the game. Like, what is Sneasler going to do for you?
Gonna inflict status in like he likes to do.
That's true. He will do that. Speaking of inflicting status, I'm feeling very inflicted by this Snorlax just making retreat impossible.
Yes.
Like this is the way to play it. There it is. There's the scoop.
All right. I'm very big on Snorlax right now. People are not thinking of it in their deck building. They're really excited to play Latias EX, for example.
And
they're
then
cutting switch cards instead. You're saying we don't need switch cards. We have free retreat. Tough if you can't retreat at all. Yeah.
I like Petrarant. Everything
Petrarant
I've got
is a very good answer to it.
So true. I just move on. But Latias Weavers, don't be lacking.
All right. So that is King Heracross moving on into top 8. Let's see what our top 8 is looking like.
It's shaping up. We've got, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 cleared. So there are 3 more top 16 games in progress to finish our top 8 out. And we've got a couple of repeat visitors from last week, including last week's winner. I'm going to take a look at our metagame and see what our options are today. We have the majority of players, and by majority I mean 10%, playing Charizard Pidgeot. Everything else is 6.8% or below in terms of meta share. We've got some Miraidon, Regidrago, a little bit of Lost Zone Box. Goldango is having a comeback.
Hey.
It keeps placing in top 8s, so Goldango believers are eating. Snorlax only shows up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions down on the metagame chart at less than 5% of the meta. But given it's a very diverse meta, I don't think that's a problem.
Found us a match.
Ooh, Ooh, what
This
are
is
we
top
watching?
8. This is Gumi versus Pain is in the air. It's
sorry, is that
Duraludon
an
versus
Archaludon?
Charizard. Yep.
Hey, woo! Archaludon believers, sound off in the chat. If you're not an Archaludon believer, sound off anyway, because I need to feel seen.
I haven't not seen enough of this deck to really know what its strengths are and what it's going for. But it is a big, heavy attacker that is a stage 1, so it's not that bad to get into.
So the good thing is that it's got a ridiculous amount of HP for stage 1. I mean, 300 for stage 1. Come on. And it's being used with this Dialga V-Star. So the way it works is you get, instead of using Metal Maker, Metang, and kind of flipping a coin on whether it's going to work, you get 2 Archaludon down quickly, and your Star Chronos is usable much faster and more consistently. So you've got more structural integrity. It's a more aggressive list. It kind of like makes you think about Palkia, with Palkia's engine being able to just pull out 2 energy with the V-Star. Ooh, is that a scoop?
It seemed like
no!
they were not going to be able to deal with the active Charizard, and it was going to be able to knock out whatever ended up in the active there.
Rip, it's not even weak to fire. I mean, it's weak to fire, but it's not a fire type right now.
But that was game number 2, so we have a game 3 coming up. Is 1-1.
Okay. Whew, that's good.
You get to watch the whole thing.
I'm sorry. I knew you were talking, but there's a Thornton, and I have to notice it again. I have to say it again because all these decks are running a copy of Thornton. Coincidence?
It's pretty good.
I think not.
It's pretty good. It solves a lot of issues for a lot of decks.
Mm-hmm. Ace spec in here is a Scoop Up Cyclone that pairs pretty well with that 300 HP number. That's Broken Busted. And you could use it twice. And by use it twice, I mean you could use Archaludon, use Dialga's attack, and then on the next turn that you get, which is also the next turn, Scoop Up Cyclone, charge up something else, and then have a Dialga with like 7 energy on it, because that's balanced. I'm not biased.
But again, a common thread here is that Charizard is doing its Charizard things.
Yeah, we had a couple of low Charizard appreciation weeks, and I'm glad we've fixed that and are appropriately, I guess, sizing up the threat of the giant fire lizard in the room. But this is game 3, that means it's 1-1 for both of them. So who would you say is favored? Because right now I'm thinking that maybe a good Star Chronos should give Archaludon the momentum, but it's not quite that simple.
Yeah, it needs a lot of prep to get there, it seems. The one of Relicanth is an interesting choice here as well. It lets the Archaludon use the Duraludon attack, which does more damage for the number of damage counters on the Pokemon.
Yep, and it starts at 80 and it only goes up from there, so you should be able to deal pretty good either 2-hit KO or chip damage with it. Or if it's, really badly damaged, you could sneak a 1-hit KO in the late game.
Yeah, what would we need for the Charizard? 80, so we need 25 damage counters on Archaludon?
Oh, that's rough, because 240 is one of the magic numbers for Charizard, so unless they've somehow put a Vitality Band down... I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. No one's running Vitality Band anymore, sadly. So it looks like it won't be happening because the next interval from 240 is 270. And if you're there, you're already in Defiance Band range. But actually, I guess 270 would do it. So you'd have to be at 3. You'd have to take a 7th prize off the Relicanth. It doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah. You could just the Dusknoir. Excuse me, I forgot. It just breaks everything again.
Yeah. It
How
also
could I forget?
ruins the math a little bit on our Archaludon. Just could tick over to the knockout range.
Exactly.
Research full hand of 7 here. We'll see what we get. Not a lot, actually.
No Ultra Ball, no Dialga, no Nest Ball. There's a Manaphy, and what is that going to do for you? Because this is Charizard. I guess you could put it down, and it's like it'll sponge an attack. I wouldn't.
But the Relicanth can do that also.
Exactly. But the Relicanth isn't as cute. I'm sorry, Relicanth stands. I didn't mean that. Relicanth is a very cute Pokemon.
That full art Relicanth is a pretty card.
Exactly. Okay, 30 damage, big numbers.
Huge. That was a hammer in for 30 damage.
I feel like if someone took a hammer to me, I'd be like, that's more than 30 damage points. But,
Yeah.
Charmanders are more resilient than I am.
How much health do you think we have?
Ooh, like at least 4. I think at least 4.
Sure.
If it worked out a little more, I could get that number up to 6.
Yeah. But I
Not
think
60,
so, like
6.
little birds, right? Pigeon, like a little pigeon is like 50 health. I think certainly we have way more than that.
Oh, you might.
I guess.
I know I'm
sure.
a special attacker.
Speaking
and
for
I'm a
myself.
glass cannon.
Meanwhile, Charizard is here. It's time to get going.
Yeah, speaking of glass cannons, that's definitely not Charizard because that 330 HP is very threatening, and there's nothing that's going to take that out.
Just a regular cannon here.
Yep.
A normal standard metal durable cannon.
Yeah. All right, Archaludon, this is your time to shine. If you can just evolve real quick, that'd be great. Because Indivity can help out.
It's going to need to.
Discarding the Cologne.
Now, where does the ability from Archaludon, when it evolves, it pulls out energy from where?
Discard.
From discard.
Yeah, so you could use that Ultra Ball and put those 2 Vessel energy back in. You could actually probably do it. So you discard the Manaphy and 1 energy, and then use the one that's there's already 2 to discard. Don't worry about it. They're covered. The real problem is if you're using Archaludon as your attacker, what are you setting up for the end game? And the answer is nothing, because you need another Archaludon to set it up. Look at that goal energy. Mwah, chef's kiss. Did somebody say Thornton the Pheasantipity? Oh, it's fabulous. You'll still be able to evolve it. Genius.
Script has been flipped.
Why are they getting another Duraludon? Oh, wait,
we benched the Fez this turn. Right.
Why are you attacking? Wait, you have to attack. Sorry, I thought they had just skipped using a supporter and then forgot they used Thornton.
It's your favorite one. Come on.
It's my favorite. Okay, like it should be free. It doesn't cost your supporter for turn. Everyone just has one. You ever heard of the Ace spec? It's called the Sigma spec.
You have your supporter use and you have your Thornton use for the turn, okay?
Exactly. It's the Thornton Porter. You can have a second one if you really want to use your supporter slot for it. One of our chat, I believe in him as much as I believe in Chen Pao. Excellent.
Hey, Chen Pao got 14th place in Sacramento, okay?
That's true. Don't catch me being mean about Chen Pao, because
it does a little bit feel like worse Golden Go, but
yeah. But it's cute.
Yeah.
Not that Golden Go isn't cute. I'm just dissing all the steel types today. I'm telling them they're not pretty. I'm telling them they're not beautiful. And don't let casters tell you you're not beautiful if you're a steel type, okay? You are beautiful no matter what kind of a steel type you are.
Steel type matters.
Okay, Defiance Band coming down for some reason. A little bit of flipping around on that research. Do you want to get rid of the boss?
It's a little oof,
Yeah, I mean, you don't like discarding a supporter, but you do need some cards, and 6 to 7, you could justify using it, but you won't this time, because, oh my goodness! Okay, Nest Ball can grab the Dialga. Or it won't. Never mind.
Just going full in on the Archaludon plan.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scheme. And they're going to take a knockout this turn, so do it. Ooh, discarding an Archaludon is not good. Ultra Ball, discarding some Steel Energy, and the Iono, because we're just having fun today, to grab a... Are we going to do this? Alright, we're going to do Dialga. $220.
Get a knockout. Now our next Charizard is going to be doing 240 as it stands.
Yeah, so they're going to need to use the Dusknoir if they don't want to open themselves up to a one-hit KO off of the Relicanth attack, which, is not a problem when you're ahead by 2. But it's not ideal. Now, the cool thing is with 2 Duraludon down next turn, it is entirely possible to just go from 0 to 5 energy for Star Chronos, which I think is broken.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Star Kronos will be able to take a knockout on that Pheasantipity or that Rotom. So the boss is in hand. All you need is to just, I don't know, get something lucky off of this Pokestop. Maybe grab the Scoop Up Cyclone and then just scoop up and maybe Ultra Ball or something. I don't know, like you're going to need to get a second Archaludon, and one of them in the discard and one of them in the active means you're going to need to cook up that third one out of nowhere. Maybe a Night Stretcher. Who can say? The point is that you're just going to need 2 Archaludon. I believe it's possible because that would be so fun to watch on stream, and I hope it happens.
And there are 4 in the deck. It is a 4/4 line.
Ooh.
So you have a lot of choices to get there, but there is at least one in the discard already. So
I thought one was prized, but I'm recognizing I could be wrong. Now that's very rare. I never make mistakes on the stream, but once in a while, the PTCGL app has been known to simply lie to me. Okay, boss's orders. No Dialga activity today. Ooh, not even a Defiance bait. Oh, they're going for the stadium. They're going for the stadium. Yeah, the stadium's gone.
So no Star Kronos. We have Thornton already used, so there's no tricks available to us, I don't think.
They have been stopped.
It's going to be quite hard here now.
Okay, 2 prizes left. This is not pretty. Because a single use of the Dusknoir and a knockout on a 1-prizer will conclude the game. This may, in fact, be checkmate. I mean, it's not checkmate. They still need to complete the game.
Yeah.
But I'm not optimistic for them.
You do need both the Rare Candy and the Dusknoir. So, it's 2 parts. So you can only quick search for 1 in a turn.
Yeah, but if you take a knockout this turn, then you get Pheasantipity.
And it doesn't matter,
yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if you do, because then they'll just Radiant Charizard and take the 2 prizes and we're all done. I mean, unless you use the attack that removes the fire weakness, but then at that point, like, you just get... All you really need is a boss. No, never mind, I was wrong. All you need is a boss and the 2 pieces for the Dusknoir. So, not quite checkmate, but it's giving
pretty
checkmate.
Close. Yeah, it's checkmate in 8 or something. It's getting there.
Okay, the boss is in hand. If there's an out, I think these players can find it. I don't know what that out is. I mean, brainstorming a little bit, you could gust up maybe the Pheasantipity and knock it out. And that makes it harder to draw the Dusknoir pieces.
Trying to survive a turn here.
No, that doesn't work because then you have 2 prizes left and you get knocked out at 300. You need some kind of... Oh, what? Hello? Defiance Band, 30 damage knockout? That hammer in attack is relevant!
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think we just quick search for boss here in its game, though.
How did the Dialga go down? Wait, did they just drop that?
They Night Stretchered it back.
I guess you have to, like, if you're buying a turn, you have to do something. I don't think it's gonna work.
This is not the quickest of searches, though, which does not inspire confidence here.
No, I mean, like, maybe there's a thought process in play of like, oh, I got to do this, and this before I start. So maybe the quick search is actually just a thinking thing, and they already have their cards chosen. Like that's one of the cool parts about using a deck search card is that you don't just do the deck search. You can do the deck search and take your time planning. So use that clock. Never miss out on that clock.
Thornton
is back. He's here. He's been in every game. Oh, I am so excited.
So Thornton for a Dusknoir.
Not the unfair stamp. What is going on?
Odd.
What are they putting in the water? The brutality.
Okay, they find it.
Oh no. Getting the Dusknoir off the unfair? That's disgusting. That's just right. That's disgusting.
It's cursed.
You think it's disgusting?
It's cursed.
It is cursed. You're right. And that's just tantalizing, taking you down to the 2 prizes to go like, oh, if you just get another turn. Nope.
Even has their choice of it could be Combustion Blast or it could be Charizard EX.
Oh, and you know the cruel thing too is they could have taken that knockout with the Archaludon, and then they would have been immune to the one-hit KO. So by taking the knockout with the one prize Duraludon, you actually walked yourself into checkmate.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many situations that knockout like gets us out of. It feels like it offers too much flexibility to the Charizard player, but
yeah, knocking out the Duskull though was smart, except for Thornton coming in. I just love Thornton. It's just so fun. You're over here like, can she please?
No, it's a great card.
Thornton?
I love it. You know, it's very, very useful.
But it's kind of like a little like one trick pony, like haha, like you thought, like just extending your mental brain path out yet another turn that people don't always think about, but you always have to think about if you don't have open deck lists. But even when you do have open deck lists, you can see it's in there. Really easy to forget about.
It kind of keeps some decks honest as well too. These super aggro turbo decks with Dusknoir sometimes can really run you off of the board, but Thornton can get you back into the game in a really meaningful way.
You just have to have everything in hand, which Pheasantipity doesn't have a problem helping you with.
It does help out. All right, let us see what we have coming up. So that is another Charizard. Moving on. We have
still one top 16 match in progress.
Yes.
2 people are in the top 4, and top 16 is still going.
Wait, is there?
I love that.
Oh,
Terapagos Mirror?
How has it happened?
Oh, that is not a Terapagos Mirror. That is a cloth deck list with 2 Terapagos in it.
That's the new hot list. Yeah, that's the list.
This is the list?
Yeah.
People are doing this?
It seems pretty good.
Be for real. Be for real.
It uses the double turbo just as well as Cloth. But that one's not streaming. We do have Snorlax again. So
I wish it was streaming. Can we just like go over there and like shake them by the shoulders and say and command them to stream? Like, is that an option? Can we do that?
If only. The 2 Lumineon is wild as well.
I wouldn't want to shake somebody by the shoulders. That's so presumptuous.
Wait, they're both Cloth? Hold on.
They're both Cloth! And you get the fighting weakness in there. Oh, I bet that's a really fun mirror. I bet they're having a blast over there in that secret channel they don't want us to have fun with. Can't believe it. SMH my head. Enriching Energy is back on stream.
Yeah, we're joining King Heracross once again. Up against Charizard, which again is pretty favored in history for Snorlax.
They're using the Mumble Duskull instead of the Come and Get You Duskull. Do you remember that debate?
Yes. Yeah.
There are, for those unaware, there are 2 Duskulls in Standard. Not particularly different. This one does 30 in Confusion. The other one doesn't. It pulls something out of the discard. But which Duskull to include is usually down to a question of art. But because they have different attacks, some people are like, oh, you got to do this one in case you're against a Mew EX copying it. And some people are like, that's ridiculous. I want to have Come and Get You because the art is cooler. I just, like gameplay wise, I think that's a really sound argument. So.
Now, interesting thing about this Charizard list is what Pokemon is in the active right now. It's a Fluttermane. That's new. This list has a lot of kind of tech cards. We have an Entei V in here. We have the 1 Fluttermane. We have only a 1/1 Duskull Dusknoir to fit in all these other weird things. So.
Oh wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, the Fluttermane I'd seen before because some people put it in for like Iron Thorns, which like, whatever. But are you for real that there's a 1/1 Dusknoir line? Like,
yep.
Only one?
You have to make cuts somewhere to fit these other cards in.
Huh?
Now, the really scary thing for our Charizard player here is that there's 5 Fire Energies and 1 Double Turbo. 6 energy cards in total.
Oh. Yeah.
And now
there's an Entei in there.
3 of them are stuck on the bench.
This list, 3 Nest Ball. That's interesting. Counter gain? Hello? Counter gain? So you drop it on Pidgeot and then just attack with a fire? Excuse me?
That could work. Counter gain lets Fluttermane attack with a double turbo. It lets Entei attack with just a fire.
Yeah. Wow. Radiant Charizard. You could use it on Radiant Charizard.
Get a turn extra, yeah.
You know what else is in this list?
What is that?
Thornton. I'm sorry, you had a real point to make. I was
just going to talk more about Countergate and how more people are testing out various uses of it. It allows some Pokemon that we haven't seen very much to kind of shine, perhaps for the first time or again.
Yeah, I mean, you could think of it as a second energy attachment, but it's free. Like, it's free real estate, and the real estate is the tool spot on your Pokemon, and no one is running Lost Vacuum because Hero's Cape is gone. So, yeah.
And it's Arven searchable, of course, which is a very popular and powerful supporter that a lot of decks play.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm starving for some Arven. Airy has entered the field, and
we hit vacuum
Hurricane
candy.
Gone.
The vacuum's almost worse, to be honest, because the handheld fans are really, really tough for Charizard to deal with.
Yeah, that is a super impactful Airy. Jubilife Village. I don't know. I'd be tempted to use a counter catcher right there. Choosing to hold the hand,
no, it's
that's
fine.
cool.
Yeah, the Charizard can't get powered up.
I mean, there's a small chance of a miracle.
Yeah, but even if it does get powered up, they get one prize from the Snorlax, and then you move the fire onto like the Lumineon, and then the game is over.
Yep. So this is why people usually evolve the Pidgeot first, because if it were the Pidgeot evolved instead of this Charizard, you'd be drawing all those rare candies. Team Yell are bossed off the gear. It's Team Yell, and I'm not going to yell because I'm just me and I'm not a team. But if we were to yell together, I think together you and I, Nate, could put 3 supporters back from discard. You think you could do it?
That's even stronger than the headset. That's crazy. We get 3 people back, not just 2.
Yeah, man.
It's the power of teamwork.
Okay, we're going to yell together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Come back.
We did it.
Yeah.
We saved the game. We fixed the format.
You see the new full art trainers in the upcoming set?
I don't want to look at them. What he's talking about is that there's some information out on the interwebs that there's new arts of all of our Team Star admins, but in their like regular uniforms instead of their cool like dressy outfits. And the first time I looked at them, I was like, I shouldn't be here. Like, I'm not supposed to see this. This is like their embarrassing yearbook photos from middle school. Like, yeah. I don't need to disrespect my girl Aerie this way.
It's pretty good.
But like, it's a really cool concept. Like, I think they're cool cards. I don't know. I feel like they've chosen their appearance, and then to see them just go back to like normal like school life is a betrayal of all they stood for. Like the challenges they went through to form their team.
It's a good storyline for Team Star.
Yeah, I guess this is their like rehabilitation arc where they've re-entered society, but like go off the grid, girly. Like get gone.
Misfortune Sisters finds a super rod and an unfair stamp.
Unfair stamp was not going to get a lot of use this game.
Super rod is very impactful.
Yeah, super rod is.
There's 2 rods in the list. We already got the 1 Lost Vacuum, so we're running out of options here as Charizard.
Yeah, it is not looking good.
I don't think the Fluttermane is the play. It's really weird, right? It's a lot of energies that are stuck on one Pokemon, especially if you're only running 6 energy total. If you're able to maybe solo leave it up, it's fine, but you end up needing to bench a lot of things or they get pulled out by the flutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough out there.
Has consistently been a very hard matchup for Charizard. And so with Charizard perhaps coming back a little bit here and there, they maybe need to be ready for the Snorlax again.
Well, it's time to bring out the old school techs, which, if I recall correctly, is a 1 of Cleffa, a Team Yell's Cheer, and a whole lot of Gumption, because you got nothing else.
That can work. Some people use extra Turos. Some people even with the Minior, but that doesn't seem like it does enough nowadays.
No, the Minior, you'll just be moving the energy off it, and you never retreat it, so it's just like stuck there. And I don't even think it's a 1-hit knockout. No,
it has weakness. It has weakness.
Biased. It is.
I don't think it
I'm
would be played
delusional.
if it didn't. So slowly evolving another Charizard. There are the 2 fires left, so but this Hexerl is gonna. This is the last Hexerl of the game, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the mist energy. Oh, you forgot about the mist energy.
No.
No, we hate to see it. Not on the Luminion. That's disrespectful.
And those are 1 Turo to get the Charizard out of the active, so.
Remember that
catcher
counter
up.
game?
Yeah, get a Pidgeot on the bench. Ooh.
Ooh.
Maybe Charizard needs to play Jamming Tower.
I don't know if that would have fixed it because you just put a Jubilife City up. Like, it's a 1-of Jamming Tower. It's not going to cover it for you. You gonna get a knockout?
We get rid of 1 fan, only to be replaced by a healthier Snorlax with another fan.
Yep. Okay, here's a Galaxy Brain play. You use 2 Dusknoir to spread the damage, to not get knocked, or like to not take a knockout, but then you trigger counter gain and you could start attacking with Pidgeot same turn. Now, that's not possible. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There is the double turbo also.
There is a double turbo, so I forgot about that.
But the Pidgeot, the Blustery Wind doesn't do enough to knock out the Snorlax at the moment.
Yeah, and when it gets fanned away, where's it gonna go? No, we're good.
Okay, get a different one. We might start attacking this Snorlax.
Okay, double turbo, Blustery Wind, Jubilife gone. Penny could just pick that up, but they didn't know that. That is knowledge that they did not have.
Another flute doesn't find anything. But yeah, we do get to penny this up, leave that fan back in the active.
Rip.
And even get a 4th one ready to go.
Yeah, you hate to see it. 11 cards left in Charizard's arsenal. I don't know what they're going to be able to cook up here. Thornton won't even get the Pidgeot out of the active. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Just a boss.
Another
Second
boss. All right, we start attacking this one.
Okay. Building a little momentum here. A little momentum.
We get a couple of good Blustery Winds in.
Top deck Penny? I'm sorry. These top decks are foul unless you're the Snorlax player, in which case they're excellent. I mean, these are fantastic top decks for our Snorlax player all week.
You never don't have it.
Yeah, never punished. Simply draw better. Okay, quick search. Quick search will help you draw better. There's just not much in your deck to draw. Plus, they're about to get hit with a second Misfortune Sisters right after this.
No, not the fire. They get to choose which energy. No.
That. No. No.
Oh, no.
No, that's not gonna cover it.
Yeah, and now with the 4 fires active, this Charmeleon can never attack. So there's only 1 more fire.
Rip. Snorlax, once again. I see why you're a believer. I mean, that's just disgusting.
Yeah. It's very well
Hi,
positioned.
my name's Snorlax. I've decided you're not allowed to play the game.
Now, a little bit unfortunately for our hero of the stream, King Heracross so far. In top 4, they are slated to play against Pidgeot Control.
Ooh.
Which tends to be a 0% chance win for Snorlax.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I like how the deck name is Richlax. Like,
Riching energy.
the style points. I'm all about the drip in this game. Marnie coin, like, going
taking a
first.
taking a look back at the bracket while we are getting our opening turns here.
Okay.
The Terrapagos Cloth mirror finally finished.
Did Terrapagos win the mirror?
It did. And
I
Cloth
knew it!
as well. And now there is a top 8 match, which is that Cloth Terrapagos contraption up against Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. I think this is a Mimikyu deck. Let's see. Yep. Quad Mimikyu, 4 Mimikyu, 4 Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon.
That's tricky because Cloth is going to be able to knock out all of those Pokemon.
That is true. No ability.
Could we
Yeah,
see?
no ability on Cloth, and the Trap Ghost can take out the Ogre Pawn at the very least.
Across the field to what we're currently watching. Rotom is in the active for our Charizard player. We've started fairly strong with the other side having 2 Boss, 2 Counter Catcher, and a Pokegear. So lots of Gust options. Gonna need to play very conservatively this game. But it's control, so we need that.
Yeah, a little worry. It's not the fastest of starts for the Snorlax. You'd rather have some cards here that are making impact immediately. The boss's orders are nice, but it lets your opponent set up more than you would like. Arvin Draw is great.
Mm-hmm. I was figuring they're gonna get like the perfect hand off of a Pokegear, but we don't need it. We have top decks. Don't bother drawing cards.
Equip that fan, play the box store, and now we really get to go do whatever we want.
Just grab another box order. It's easy.
What's in the box? Another
The order.
box.
It's boxes all the way down. I wish my takeout was like that.
Just half of the box is another box of the same size.
I mean, this is really good Indian place that I go to get. Well, I mean, sometimes tikka masala, but sometimes different stuff. And if they just happen to have extra takeout in my takeout box, I'm telling you, man, I'd switch deck archetypes to that immediately. So Snorlax gets to do it for free?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
We got our Pidgeot set up early, which is good for
Definitely
chances
good.
here for Charizard.
Bird is the word.
But we need some way to get this Rotom out of here, which probably has to be Turo.
Or,
Or Thornton, but we need something in the Discord for that.
Ooh, Pheasantipity. Ooh, wait a minute.
Cruel Arrow play? I do like that thought. Because you can hit the bench Snorlax with it.
It's genius.
Phasantipity, another great user of counter gain in certain matchups. It's not going to help here where the Snorlax isn't taking any prizes, but a counter gain active
A little bit.
active counter gain with a double turbo is an instant Cruel Arrow.
I feel like there's a world in which Dusknoir does some special activity. Oh, the area discarding the super rod. That's just standard. It's just always going to hit the super rod. No debates. No debates.
Box gets another box once again.
This is a boxing match.
The boxing match, and the Snorlax has hands.
And little feet. Okay. Quick search is about to happen. I'm gonna just get my watch out, and it'll count up from 1 to at least 35 before the quick search ends. But that makes sense because you gotta use this turn. Take your time, think out the control matchup. Oh, there it is, early. Rare Candy. Dusknoir. Arvin. Okay, Sealstone is in the mix.
So if this is going to be the... Well, no, we used Arvin. We can't... The big turn has to be with the Turo, right?
Yeah.
So we're setting up
for now.
Something like that.
The other thing is that there being only the 1/1 Dusknoir line, you're going to need to either Thornton the second one back up or Super Rod the second one back up. And we know they're not going to Super Rod the second one back up. Box to order Palpard? Nope, thinking about it. Night Stretcher.
We missed
The Nage is long.
the misfortunes there, but I do believe it hit a second Super Rod because there was 27 cards in deck before the misfortune was played. And then there's 25. So perhaps both Super Rods in the discard pile for our Charizard.
That is a worst case scenario.
Yeah, not great.
No.
Hey,
The
Gwent,
Super
thank
Rods.
you, our Gwent is in chat, the Duraludon player from last round. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing. It was fun to watch.
Gwent is here. Hi, Gwent. Thank you for streaming a based and cool deck. Good stuff.
Charizard player is going for the Flutter Mane once again. I suppose it is nice to have as an option to be retreating. It allows you to retreat once, maybe, but we have now our Cruel Arrow active.
Okay, we've got a plan. The plan is simple.
But this boss puts puts a hamper on the plan immediately.
Yeah, the plan is not so simple anymore. It's got free retreat. It'll be able to retreat. It'll be great. Wait a minute.
Just like Latias, yeah. So we're gonna need to commit 3 energy to the Pidgeot to knock out this fan Snorlax.
Oh, that's foul.
It feels so bad.
That's disgusting. I don't like to see it. All right, Chloris is down. Everyone get your Curums out. Curums in the chat.
The energy is here. Enrich us.
Well, drawing the Pidgeot V off the enriching energy is, I mean, you get a penny and you get to pick it up, but then you can't use it to get the damaged one. So what do you do? Churro and both super as the discard has got to feel atrocious. Like, that is just not good.
The question is, the Lost Vacuum, is it prized? That could get us out of a jam for like a turn or two.
We haven't seen it yet. This could be the turn to drop it, though. Lost Vacuum? Lost Vacuum? No, that's a boss.
Is just as good.
Spreading that damage around. Blustery Wind. Jubilife is still in hand, so it's not discarded off of the Blustery Wind. Worker. Jet Energy.
The one of Jet in the list.
Interesting to put it on the one that has the energy on it instead of a different one. I guess the thought is that you'll be able to, you're already going to have to pick it back up. Oh no. No, 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 no. That's very bad.
Yeah, that's 2 rare candies down the drain.
Yeah, and the Dust Noir is extra down the drain because you just got nothing for that. That has got to feel wrong.
Hey, Arvin gets this candy for Pidgeot.
Yeah, but then what other candies do you have? You can't be using your Dust Noir like you were planning on.
I mean, I feel like the 2 left just go to Dust Noir and Pidgeot, right?
Oh, I guess, because like, what are you gonna do with the Charizard? Nothing.
Curse Blast onto the fan Snorlax puts Charizard at a prize deficit.
Counter gain works. Counter gain is live. Counter catcher is live.
We're gonna KO with the Gust. Huge. Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Little birdie.
You don't need the band. No.
I think it's more for the style play. You'll never get another chance to use it.
Here's now where I wish we didn't have the Flutter Mane, though, because any other, I guess, the Pheasantipede is just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna go somewhere bad no matter what. So
finds the Manaphy. Ooh, no.
Oh, foul.
I think that's game.
We need Thornton.
I think there's no. Oh yeah, Thornton. There's one way out. Sure.
There's
what do you even Thornton it into? There's nothing good. We have 2 Charmanders on the bench already.
You Thornton it into the Dusk Noir. It doesn't work.
The Duskull is just as
You can
bad.
only pick up the Duskull.
We are gusting though, so there's a quick.
Are we just gonna use Gust for the rest of the game?
8-turn clock on this Snorlax.
Oh, that's wrong. I can't watch. I will watch. I will watch like with my eyes glued to the screen, but I can't watch. No. Snorlax is serving Thanksgiving dinner a day early. That bird is cooked. Oh, you know, sure. Cook a second one. Why don't you? Okay, no boss. Just Silene. No, we're not gonna get greedy.
Silene gets a fan back, and then the game's actually over.
I just can't. Okay, Airy and the fan. Yep. I mean, I'm a fan of Airy personally. That doesn't mean the Snorlax player has to be.
So is Silene, it seems like.
Ooh. Silene is so cool. Like, I'm so glad they did that. Like, they didn't have to do that, but they did that.
There's 1/4 of the time where it doesn't do anything.
That doesn't matter. You get any card back. It's flawless. It works 100% of the time, every time. Except when you flip tails, but that never happens.
Penny, we get to enrich. Draw those cards we just put on top. We get to draw the fan, put it on the active.
Oh, of course we get to draw it. You know, I mean, it was on the top of the deck because of the Silene, but like, come on.
Yeah, this is looking rough for Charizard. They've got a lot of cards in hand, but it doesn't matter because a lot of them don't do much. There's the one of Lost Vacuum to get rid of this one fan.
It's there. It's gone.
I haven't been able to check the deck here for King Heracross, but he is playing only 2 fans. It's possible the other one is prized.
I think it almost doesn't matter because they're cooked. But
yeah,
it's
probably but
it's probably prized. And even if it's not, you just pick it up with Regieleki or something. But like, you don't really want to do that because they like retreat. So
this is when the 0-6 would go nuts for Snorlax.
Yeah, 0-6 Machinations has not seen any machinating. So where is he hiding at?
I don't think it's not in the deck. It's not in this version.
I know it's not in the deck. I think it's fun. I think it should be the deck purely because it's fun. Anyway, it goes right next to Thornton in the free supporter pile. Everyone gets a free 0-6.
That'd be very bad. That'd be so rough.
Well, they call it hand trimmer and no one has a problem. Manaphy in the active, and it's
no more gusting.
No more gusting.
Not
even with a boss.
There's the one of Thornton gets us out of it, I guess.
Arvin, my boy, what are you going to do here? Sir. I'm just hurting. I'm viscerally hurting for this Charizard player who's just clawing at that deck of 6 cards for something. Is this TCG Pocket? Like, where are your cards? Sir. Gonna need to see some identification. This Ultra Ball will not cut it.
We get to play a Charizard for fun, I guess.
Okay, you know what? I'm ready to believe. I'm ready to believe there's a plan. And the plan is simple. Thornton into Entei, double attach, knockout. It's genius. It's genius. It's happening. It's confirmed. It's already happened. They've already taken 3 prizes. It's great.
Wow.
Only in my mind, though.
Yeah, there's an Ultra Ball for nothing in this reality.
What a sad, cold, cruel world.
Perhaps there's an Iono in hand that could make this game last 17 more turns, but
for no real reason, it's not going to accomplish anything.
Thornton, here we go.
Thornton, it's my boy. He can save us. Entei double attach will happen.
You need counter gain and fire.
You know what?
You didn't grab it.
Yeah,
there's no counter gain. No. Oh yeah, it's not active. Dang it.
Not the airy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
They had the counter gain in it too. Okay, so they don't have the other fire. There's one more fire in the deck. Hopefully, it might be prized. Always the chance that it's prized.
You could use the Seal Stone to grab it, which is why they didn't attach the counter gain. You know, even though counter gain is completely useless in this scenario. Oh. Style points. There's that Seal Stone. There's that Iono.
Okay, there's a possibility here now.
Come on.
You get to draw a lot of cards.
Let's go. They've already taken 3 prizes in my head.
The Iono into enriching energy feels pretty bad.
No, it's gonna work. It's gonna
draw the fan.
Stop top decking the fan. No, I didn't ask for this.
I mean, they had 4 more chances at something impactful.
That's true. That's disgusting. I top deck the fan.
It's not even a knockout anymore on the active Snorlax. It feels so bad. 140 damage.
That's the last energy. Once that's gone, there needs to be a plan. There's no plan. This can't work. Yeah, enriching energy is pretty great. Like, that is just working tremendous. Counter catcher,
That's the game, baby. Making it closer than it felt like it should have been at the end, but
I mean, that was playing your outs. Like that was your out. You had to go for it.
except it's not even an out, right? If they hadn't drawn the fan, sure.
I mean, there was a decent chance of like a 25 card deck like not getting the fan, but nope, didn't happen. Beautiful gameplay though by both players. I mean, that was a treat to watch. You're over here thinking. You're over here thinking.
Of course, it's Snorlax versus Charizard. That's what expected.
We love our boy Hera in the chat. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is Hera's tournament to lose at this point with
no.
all these good draws.
He knows what's coming up, and it's Pidgeot control. He's very well acquainted with that deck as well. It's not going to be great.
No, our Terapagos Cornerstone. That's such a weird matchup to even think about. That match is still going.
It feels like that's
someone is up one.
Pretty easily Cloth favored.
Yep, Cloth is winning. It's one of the 3 games has gone to Cloth. So, yeah, I think as well Cloth will probably secure the bag. But we'll wait patiently until then. All right, there's a Colress's Tenacity in that list too. I mean, they're not even on stream, and I'm still looking at this deck. Like, this is how many 1-ofs are in this thing? Like,
that's the Cloth deck you're saying?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 1-ofs. Where have we gone?
That's deck building.
That is deck building.
Quick break. We get to see Snorlax Pidgeot for a brief moment. We'll see how it goes. Taking a look at this particular Pidgeot list. Let's see. This looks like Blitzel's list, most recent list.
Mm-hmm. All out Blitzel is working.
It's the Clothy X version that they had top 2. It was King Heracross and Blitzel were top 2 at the other late night a while back. Or maybe it wasn't late night, but it was another online tournament.
Can I go to their Thanksgiving dinner? Because the chefs were in the kitchen. Okay. A little Wellspring Mask Ogerpon action. Its first attack, Sob, describes how I feel after watching Charizard lose.
Yeah, so the important point here is that Pidgeot has a Sandshrew, and Snorlax does not have a Sandshrew. So both decks can kind of sit here, and then Snorlax can't put trainer cards back into their deck, and Pidgeot can.
That would be prohibitive. Yeah.
It's the Genesect off of the Heavy Ball. We're not probably going to see that. I guess it does. It would shut off the Enriching Energy draw.
That could be relevant.
But it's yeah.
It's not going to change the overall direction.
It tosses it away.
No.
Ultra Ball for a Rotom. Get some card draw going.
Yeah. Snorlax is not got much to do. I mean,
price check.
You got to make the most of what you have while you have it, but you can't take a knockout, so you can't change the turn clock. I mean, what do you get to lock active?
I mean, there's a world where you loot enough non-Sandshrew Pokemon that you fill up the bench, but that's a tough ask.
True.
Whew.
Okay, Aerie is going to discard.
Get rid of that box.
Will not get back. And the good thing is you can't get both the box and both gears, so they'll at least have one tool to use next turn to grab stuff out. And by tool, I don't just mean that Defiance Vest. I mean as in a draw card. But, oof. Well, the cool thing is that Team Yell's Cheer is available right now. so you could put the worker back.
Yeah, that's true.
The Sandshrew has to actually go down before you can worry about it. Okay, Chorus's Tenacity could grab you. Okay, they're just gonna use Airy. Sure, why not? Chorus's Tenacity could have grabbed you the pieces, but it's not happening. Oh, Sandshrew's in hand. It's in hand.
Sure.
What are you supposed to do in a scenario like this? Breathe slowly so you don't hyperventilate?
Try a little bit.
Just a little. I mean, the game's all in good fun, so, you know, obviously it's not like life or death, but you don't feel good in this kind of top scenario. There, yep.
Penny up the Wellspring. We get to start Fang sniping with Sandshrew on the bench. Luxray V is my favorite part of Pidgeot control, actually.
It's a really fun card. I'm gonna be sad to see it go. Don't worry, we have Luxray EX for that. Not the immediate scoop.
Yeah.
you have to immediate scoop. Yeah, immediate scoop. Like that is just. Oh, that's rough.
Like I said, it's gonna be quick. So that's game number 1.
No, game number 2, they have it for sure. They have it for sure.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Don't worry. Game number 2, they have it for sure.
They can always, you prize Heavy Ball and Sandshrew, and then it's a real game.
Yeah, this is also really good learning for those of us who are not control mains. You could go, oh, if I don't want to deal with Snorlax all day, I'll just play this Luxray concoction. I bet that's a good idea. And then, like, if you don't know how to play it, it'll be a struggle. But, you know, that's how control players are made.
I think Heracross is just scooping it up, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't blame. If you know you have no lines, why would you hurt yourself?
Yeah, truly the one line is hope that they prize all the cards, and then even then it's like probably not good. So
you know what else is getting more play? Featherball.
Featherball, yeah. Lots of Pidgeots.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I was just gonna take a look at our matches in progress to see how they were faring.
I also want to do that. Gwen, and I thought I played a lot of one-obs in my Archaludon. Ha ha ha. Very funny. I am late to reading this chat. Pairings, standings. Yeah, Cloth game is still going. Their game 2 has been a long one.
Let's take a look together. So here's this Cloth. Limitless thinks it's Terapagos, but it's in truth we have Cloth.
It's Cloth with the Terapagos problem.
Yeah.
I mean, just that's such a beautiful list. It's truly beautiful.
The trolley to get all our friends on the bench. The Oranguru V.
This reminds me of those Xerneas decks where you had to get a bunch of different types of Pokemon down. Rainbow Road Xerneas from like X and Y in like 2016, 2017. There are no less than 6 actually. I was wrong. 6 different types of Pokemon in here.
Yeah.
Seven. I forgot Genesect. Counting is hard.
Some other interesting cards. The one of Briar. You're playing Terapagos. You might get some chance for Briar action.
Yeah, that's definitely juicy. Ancient Capsule.
That's all. They need it for the Brute Bonnet to poison.
But a 3 of count.
Yeah.
I would have thought it might be a 2 of count.
No, it's so important.
True enough. I mean, like, you have Oranguru to search it out, Arven to search it out. 3 Arven, actually. That's normally I'd be looking at a list like this with like 4 Arven 2 capsule, but it's got 3 Arven 3 capsule. Interesting.
Yeah, and there isn't since we're playing Area 0, there's no town store to be able to find the tools, so
yeah, having
more of them makes it more consistent.
Seems so.
Also, having extra tools since we have this Genesect in the list can be very helpful as well.
True enough.
Ace Nullifier. If it has a tool equipped, the opponent cannot play Ace spec cards from their hand.
We have Gardevoir at home. Gardevoir at home. Actually, it's more of the old Spiritomb that had the Ace spec Nullifier. 2 Heavy Ball. Don't always get to see that. Although, given the quantity of 1-ups in decks these days, I understand completely. This is so fascinating. It's like a train wreck in progress, but it works.
They are now okay. So they have won against the Ogerpon deck, as we assumed would happen.
Indeed.
So it is now
top 4 playing for finals.
So our Pidgeot control waiting in finals. It's going to be this Charizard Pidgeot versus Terrapagos. Now the question is can any of these 3 stream?
We must bully them. They must come to the stream. Actually, we don't want to bully them. They're extraordinarily talented players.
And they've got Pokemon to play, you know? We don't want to distract them from very important Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, these are the games of the day. Like, all right, we'll give them a couple of minutes to come to their senses and realize they want to take part in this experience with you, chat. But if for some reason they don't, you will catch us next week again with the full NA and EU split. Yes. Today we are just doing this tournament, so if you're here, you're here.
NA is getting ready for some Thanksgiving festivities tomorrow. So,
indeed. All right, what are your Thanksgiving plans, Nate?
Probably RuneScape. You know, for all of my RuneScape players out there, RuneScape Leagues 5 just started today. It's a fantastic limited time game mode. It's so much fun. It's a lot of, you know, but some RuneScape, some turkey. It sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah, you can gobble up some good gaming with that strategy. So go for it.
End of you. What's going on over there?
I will be eating a dinner, and my dad wants to do a movie marathon, which was a surprise because he didn't want to see that movie before, and now he wants to see it. So, movie marathon.
That movie being question mark.
It's a movie.
Sure.
I mean, you could take like a guess, but I'm not going to tell you.
All right. A movie.
All right. I'll tell chat secretly. It's a pop culture movie. What could it be?
We might never know. More Archaludon next time. Yeah, that sounds great. Woo! I'm excited to see how it does. I've been a fan of Dialga in the past, so seeing it back around again with some new friends is always fun.
Absolutely. I mean, that attack is just so strong. Anytime you take extra turns, it's just, come on. It's broken. I love Yoga Loop Metacham, and the week it broke on PTCGO was like the worst week I'd ever had because I can't play anything anymore.
No more Inteleon, no more Metacham.
No more Inteleon. Oh. You know, the TCG really turned my opinion around on Inteleon because the art for it just looks so good on the cards.
No.
Like he didn't look like he was put together well, but he shows up dripped out, and I'm like, all right, good starter. It's the power of the card game, man.
I had one of my favorite sets I've ever played was in a top cut for a cup, and I was playing Cloth, and they were playing Inteleon Urshifu. It was very, very good 3-game set. It was super interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Urshifu and Inteleon. That was a deck of all time.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty fun.
I miss the Octillery being able to search any card you want. I mean, I know we have quick search.
Pidgeot, yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah. And there's
you get a rare candy.
There's no stadium to search out your Pidgeot.
Nah.
Well, I'm thinking we probably don't get a stream for the rest, unfortunately.
I'm so upset by that.
Well,
our players don't love us.
We had some nice matches, and we have the thought that perhaps our Cloth Terrapagos can go all the way. And that's a nice thought.
That's true. We'll be able to see that on various social media apps when we report our winners, and we will also be able to talk about that when we come back next week. So for everyone at home, have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed Thanksgiving with all of your friends, family, loved ones, possibly your pet cat.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.